Hey guys, what's up? It's Infernoman again. As you may have noticed, today's non-gameplay video won't be a top 10, but rather my opinion based off of something. Today, I'll be talking about the starter Pokemon you get to choose from Pokemon Sword and Shield releasing on November 15th this year. On the day that you're most likely viewing this, that's only 55 days away. To celebrate how close we are to getting our first new gen on a home console, I'm going to be sharing my opinions on every Pokemon revealed for the game so far. This idea was inspired by my friend Brandon, or BB Mixworld, which you can find a link to his channel up in the cards right here. Before I start, I'd like to remind you to like this video, subscribe if you haven't already. I'm super close to 100 subscribers, so I'd really appreciate it if you give me that last little boost I need to get there. So, without further ado, let's get started. When the starters were revealed back in February, I was torn between this little guy and another starter Pokemon. We'll get into that one a little bit later. I think the game designer Game Freak really pulled off a really good monkey Pokemon this generation, compared to the other disasters we've had in the past. I'm not talking about the Chimchar line, I'm talking about the monkeys from Unova. The Pokemon website describes Grookey as a mischievous chimp Pokemon that is full of boundless curiosity, and that makes me think of Grookey as some sort of Pokemon Curious George. I also see it fitting in really well with most of the grass type starters. Most meaning all but Chespin. I really don't like Chespin. And another description given by the Pokemon website, which I'm assuming is the Pokemon Shield entry, simply states, "The stick held by Grookey was originally a branch from the forest where troops of Grookey live, but it's no longer a simple branch. It has gained special powers after being exposed to the energy within Grookey's body. If this grassy goofball can turn a stick into a magical wand after just holding it, I believe Grookey will win people's hearts just like how he won mine." Remember when I said I couldn't decide between another starter and Grookey? Well, this one isn't it. For this fiery rabbit, the Pokemon website reads, "A rabbit Pokemon that is always running about, bursting with energy." And all I can think about is how I can totally see this bunny on Ash's Galar team. Well, that is, if he is in the Galar anime, considering he won the league. When I first saw Scorbunny, I had mixed opinions. I, along with many other people, just saw it as a fusion between Chimchar and Chespin, and I don't like Chespin, which I've stated before in this video. Now that I'm used to it, it doesn't seem so bad after all. Fire-type starters are well known for being the favorite starter of each generation. I don't think it's impossible for this one to be, even though Soble's already most people's favorite. An interesting fact comes from the Pokemon website stating, Scorbunny has a fire sac in its chest, which contains vicious fire energy. If Scorbunny is able to increase its heart rate and body temperature by running around and warming up properly, the true power of its fire energy will be awakened and its physical capabilities will greatly increase. If this is how this Pokemon stores its energy, I'm a big fan of it. I think Scorbunny definitely belongs in the fire starter lineup, but there's one more Pokemon I'd like to talk about. If you ever asked me what my favorite water type starter is, well, it'd be Totodile, of course, but Sobble comes in a strong second. If you've ever watched my video talking about my least favorite Pokemon of all time, you've heard me talk about Kecleon, and how I love lizards in general. Kecleon is very bad representation for chameleons in the Pokemon world. I know that Charmeleon is also kind of bad representation because it doesn't even turn invisible, it's just a fire lizard, but I mean, it's part of the Charmander line. How can you hate the Charmander line? I think it's high time that we get another good lizard Pokemon. Even though in Generation 7 we had Salandit and Salazzle, description given by the Pokemon website states, when Sobble touches water, its body changes its pattern and color, allowing it to blend into its surroundings. Sobble is a bit timid, and so if it gets nervous or embarrassed, it will secrete the water within its body like sweat and disappear into the surroundings. If you ever ask me what the best quality of chameleons are, it's their ability to turn invisible by blending into the colors of their surroundings. Now that we're getting Sobble turns invisible while it's in the water, I'm obviously in love with it for that reason. Well, there we have it, a fairly short video. I'm glad I got to express how I feel about these Pokemon. And I plan to express my feelings about more Pokemon like this in the future. Thank you for liking and subscribing, and I'd consider you doing so if you haven't yet. This is Infernoman burning out, and I'll see you in the next video.